have right now. You are the place, my only hope.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Dahnans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Dahnans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying. But we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Dahnans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more. That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before, about whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe...
Heverick 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already. You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Xion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrect 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything
Listen,
that we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Xion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Xion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrekt 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down.
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the Hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude, until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
So this is Rena.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something. So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength, it's that it's sentient too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renis Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up. Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
what do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing their own.
Renans, Danans, astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day...
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
I wonder what Helganquil civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
something off here?
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
Dragon Slayer!
Leave the charges!
Not on my watch!
Far enough!
Green bathed in blood.
Ripping you apart! Here's a healing arm!
Bloody
form! And this
Shattering! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
lightning!
An astral art?
That's my cue! Here!
Let's shut him down!
Can't get out of this!
Here I come! Burn in hell!
Breaking charge! I'll splash
you!
Do it! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Here, let me help.
My turn! Here I come! I owe you one! Soaring Light Spear!
Reflect thy sins.
Never face it!
Black and
Glacial Spear!
Eternal Devastation!
Now! Kizara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Not a chance!
By the power of water!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Burn!
Glacial Spear!
Resonate with the earth!
Far enough!
No escape! Eternal Devastation! I could do without this pain!
I'm ready! Very well! Astral Energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Not a chance!
Not in her dreams!
Sending wind!
Thanks so much! Annihilation!
Eternal Devastation!
Now!
Trigger!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Will this help?
Now! Take this!
Anything in armor is all mine!
I owe you
Do
one!
it! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Alphen.
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Dahnan slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course. This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
I never miss!
I'll take you all on!
These ones can run rings around us!
You're mine!
Dragon Blade! Reload!
The Tempest engulfs you!
Smash you! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alphen!
It's time to end this battle!
I'm right beside you!
Supernova! Rising Falcon! Not today!
Nothing gets by me!
Dragon Form!
Lightning now!
Doubly! In an instant! Impact Block! We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I say? I had a good partner.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Not hugely. Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking, maybe meat?
Get him, Hootle.
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hootle!
Ow, ow, ow! Seriously, what the hell? You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot of Zeugles. Like, a whole lot.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dana, let alone up in Lenegis.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zeugles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zeugles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegis, remember? They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for? Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus...
We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Just look at the size of that thing. And Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. No, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Danan, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Dahnans?
I'd say it's likely, which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Dahnans. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Dahnans too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Xion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
What the? Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
Lightning! Dragon Swarm! Dragon Swarm!
Denied!
We got flyers!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours!
I owe you. Radiant!
Can't get out of this!
Here!
Take this! It's over!
Or shield! Not on my watch!
Dragon! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Burn!
Illuminate your now! Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry
Illuminate
distraction!
the There's still more to go!
More Sukos?
Keep calm and take them down!
Dragon Swarm! They smite with flashing blade! It's over!
Armor won't save you! Evil, that'll bring you down!
Execution! Take this! Another
Incantation ruined.
Soaring light spear!
Lightning! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! A chain between heaven and earth! I can handle it! Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Resonate with the earth! Severing
Now!
plasma!
Closer! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go! Reinforcements?
Can you take it? Here I come!
Do it!
You're finished!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Take it! Light astral
No!
energy!
Take
Lightning
this!
condemned!
It's over!
Turn your blade! A chain
Soaring
between
light
heaven
spear!
and earth!
Right
Around here!
Dragon Swarm!
Take the wind!
Burn!
You are in his coming!
Dragon Swarm!
Get on in there with the
Can't
arrow!
get out of this!
Annihilation! Hear me!
Wind!
Flame of fury!
Ready and ready! They smite
One
with
more
blackened
time.
blade! Rising Falcon!
Netherrain!
Dragon Swarm!
Annihilation!
Execution! Here I come! This one's all mine! Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Radiant That'll bring you down!
Strike!
Now! Ridwell! Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! Naturally!
Soaring light spear!
They
smite with
blackened
Leave the charges to me! Eat dirt!
Annihilation!
Take this!
Now!
Down!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! No!
Mega Ray!
You're finished!
Lightning!
Crush!
Deathfall!
I'm ready! Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Glacial Spear! Here's the wind!
Smite with black
Wind!
blade!
Freeze Lancer!
Soaring Light Spear! Rising Falcon!
Primed and ready! Far enough!
Negative gate!
Ready and never miss!
Here I come! Severing Wind!
I'm ready!
Here I go! Now, Astral Energy! Full throttle!
More? Here I come!
With blackened
You're finished! Soaring Light Spear! Rising Falcon! Severing Wind!
on your armor won't save you! In a vine?
Not in your dreams! Watch them!
Not today!
Thunder Field!
Negative gate!
More with that
Dragon Swarm!
I'm ready!
More Astral Energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
My turn! Here I come! You're finished!
Flame!
Soaring Light Spear! Rising Falcon!
I'm ready!
Oh! Look sharp!
Lightning Fire Blade! My exploits are bearing fruit. Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zoogle somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them. You think that pit stretches all the way to Rena's core?
If that's true, and if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we simply jump down instead.
You sound alarming.
This one will be difficult to predict. Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
These things really get on my nerves! Far enough!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours
Now you
truly!
see what I can do!
You're mine! Dragon Swarm! Burn!
Let them mark you!
Dragon Swarm!
Do it!
River!
Astral Energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
You're mine!
I never miss! Eat dirt!
Blue escape!
Hear me! This one's mine! A chain between heaven and earth!
Dragon Swarm!
A wailing Banshee of lightning! Annihilation! Hear me!
Dragon!
Here I come! Glacial Spear!
Here I come! It's over!
Now!
This one! Blow them away!
Glacial Spear! Illuminate!
Severing Wind! Soaring Light Spear!
One more time!
Rising Falcon!
Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Eat dirt!
Shattering pieces! Now!
You're finished!
All yours, Kisara.
Illuminate!
My turn! It's over!
Elusive
Denied!
deity.
I can carve through armor!
I'm not done! Dragon Swarm!
I'm ready.
You're mine!
This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash.
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best.
I'll take you all off!
Grant me the strength to
March
march on.
Dragon Swarm!
Here! By the power of water!
Your resources will not serve you well here.
You're mine!
I'm ready! Fall into thy
Soaring Light Spear!
Here!
Rising Falcon!
This one's mine!
Leave the ensnaring to me. No further.
It's over! Dragon Swarm!
Holy Glimmer! Holy Land! Do it! A chain Astral Energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! Naturally!
Soaring Light Spear! Rising
Can't get out of this.
Dragon Swarm!
I can carve through armor!
Holy Land! A chain between heaven and earth!
Burn in hell! You're mine!
I'm ready.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Dragon Swarm!
Chinese Supernova! Far enough!
Could have been worse. This one will be difficult to predict.
Eternal devastation!
Shield from
Dragon
calamity.
Swarm!
Here goes!
Thanks!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance. A spot of peace, don't see anyone? Another incantation ruined.
Eternal devastation!
We must be Tarek's healing me. I'm merely doing what I can. Glad you're on our side, Girlfriend.
Dragon Swarm!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the bubbling to me! Eternal devastation! Dragon Swarm!
This one's mine! In here!
Burn! Bloody howling! Dragon Smash you!
Negative gate!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Flame of fury! Nothing gets by me! Between heaven and earth!
Dragon Swarm!
A wailing dancing of lightning!
Crush! Dragon Swarm!
This'll come in handy! Freeze lantern!
Take
Flame of
this!
fury! Burning strike! Whoa! Hey! One at a time!
Dragon
Here
Swarm!
goes! Ice
Take
prison!
this!
Radiant Razor!
Here I come!
I'm out of ammo! Light outside! Annihilation!
Eternal devastation! This one's all mine! Ha! Ignite! Catapult! Dragon Swarm!
Ready and ready! Glacial Spear!
You're
Don't
finished!
mind if I do!
Now you see what I can do!
Lightning
escape!
Raging Cascade!
Soaring Light Spear!
Pain between heaven and earth! This one's mine! Thunder Field! Where are you going? Raging
You're mine!
Cascade!
Rending you
Radiant Field! Nothing gets by me!
Covering wind! Searing Gale!
More reduction!
Really done for. Can't get out of this!
Raging Cascade! Illuminate the dark!
Eternal devastation!
Holy Glimmer! Holy Land!
Ha! Not today! Captivity!
Go time!
Armor won't sink! Might black and blade!
Glacial Spear! Pierce
Dragon
evil!
Swarm! Execution!
Freeze Lantern!
You're mine! Ha!
Being interrupted.
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Eternal devastation! Dragon Swarm!
Radiant Spear! Out of ammo!
Rending you
Eternal devastation!
Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay? Yeah, you too.
I owe you so much, Rinwell.
Maybe my arts do have a place in this world.
Sure, there's tons you can do.
resonate with the earth.
Take this! I'm only getting radiant here! Do it! Rinwell! Demons descend!
Flashing Fang!
I can feel my precision improving.
My word. This must be the work of Providence.
Prava what now?
It means destiny. I think it's a bit of an exaggeration, though.
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans, or even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helganquil. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone, while others rely on wood?
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Brace yourself! This one's tough! It's over! Severing wind!
Reload! March requires complete focus.
Dragon far enough! That crossing is driving me mad! Okay, here I go!
Another incantation through it.
Free? Why can't they just sit still?
Shia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Not today! Dragon Swarm!
Take this!
Feel, here I go.
I'm ready!
Kizara, go for it!
Prepare to crumble! Reflect on thy
Not a
sin.
chance!
They smite with black. Prepare to be sealed, O fleet of foot. Actually, perhaps sound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing. Raging Cascade! Where are you going? Do it! Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory.
You're mine!
Naturally.
Severing wind!
Raging
Flame
Cascade
inside me,
field!
yours to be
Sleep
let
now.
free!
Nothing gets by me! Get on in there with the others!
Strike!
Glacial Spear! Pierce
Dragon
the
Swarm!
Alright!
I thought you were going to rest.
I'm not nearly finished yet.
Then I'll provide assistance however I can.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope I wasn't free.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
I'm ready! Soaring Light Spear!
Air thrust!
I'm not
Chain
done!
between heaven and earth!
Reflect on thy take
Away
this!
Banshee of lightning!
Dragon
Into
Swarm!
the shadows!
I'm ready!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Wind! Soaring Light Spear!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
The heavens must be smiling.
I'll take you all off!
Grant me the
Blade inside me, yours to be let free!
Freeze laser!
Ignite!
Fall with divine let the marksman
Here I come!
Concentrate
Okay,
right
why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Right.
Raging Cascade! Glacial
Dragon Swarm!
Pierce Evo's field!
Denied! Now you see what I can do!
Elusive deity!
Do it!
Shion!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
Dragon
There's
Swarm!
still more to go!
Gone!
One at a time!
Soaring Light Spear!
Light ash illuminate the dark!
Take this!
Holy red!
Can't get out of this!
A chain between heaven and earth! Coming
Burn in hell!
Glacial Spear!
Can you take
Dragon
it?
Swarm!
Elusive deity!
Divine
Hitting
Wind!
pile driver!
Now!
It's long! Take! Ha! Blow them away!
Annihilation!
Severing wind!
Might
By the
with
power of
Rising Falcon!
Do it! Law! Demons descend!
Flashing bang! I must keep striving.
You can ease off yourself.
Pot calls the kettle black.
Good advice for all of us, to be honest.
Those thorns.
I'm not letting them get in our way!
This looks nice and tough.
Got a really bad feeling about this. Here's a healer. First aid.
Thanks, Shion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
It can hide itself? Amazing! You're
By the
Eternal devastation!
lightning orb! Dance in the wind!
Dragon swarm!
Blind you with a
Lightning!
Raging cascade!
Explosive ring!
Breath laser!
Dragon swarm!
That'll bring you down! Outstanding form!
Burn! Dragon swarm!
Lightning orb! Raging cascade! Here I go! A chain between heaven and earth! Mega ray! A wailing Genji of lightning! Flame of fury! Anything in order is all mine!
Dragon swarm!
Dragon swarm! Air thrust! Dance in the wind!
Honor one! Save you! Elusive deity! Eternal tornado drive! Wind!
I think I'm coming down to some
I have no
A
limits!
chronic inability to read the room?
a malady your art
Eternal
might fix.
devastation!
Raging fury!
Dragon swarm! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Mega ray! Gemini Aqua! Captain Ball! Blue Flight! Mega ray!
Demon Blast!
Into the dance in the wind!
On your
Air thrust!
Take this!
Light Iron Confiscator!
You picked the wrong fight! You're mine! Dragon swarm!
Captain Swirl!
Explosive
Get
ring!
back! This one's mine!
Motivation.
I'll smash you!
There!
Take this! Dragon swarm!
Do it!
Stay away from my friends!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
We may be a touch beyond our depth.
We barely got a look at the thing.
Won't be easy.
Don't be such a pessimist.
Denied! Glacial Spear, pierce evil!
Dragon swarm!
Lancer!
To shield from calamity!
Wind
The
after
flaming
wind!
sight is yours to be let free!
I'm only getting
Dragon
started!
swarm!
Fall, design, here I go! It's over! Here
Here I
Flame
come!
of Fury!
You're ripping you apart!
Glacial Spear, pierce evil!
You're mine!
Freeze Lancer!
Negative Dragon swarm!
Thunder Field! Here, let me help! Rage
Dragon
Cascade!
Dragon swarm!
Do it!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Now! You're mine!
Ready!
Dragon swarm!
I
can carve through armor!
Illuminate the dark!
Dragon you apart! I'm ready! This one's all mine!
Bloody Here's evil!
Can't get out of this! Dragon swarm!
Now! Freeze Lancer!
You picked the wrong fight! I'm ready! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around! Nothing gets by me!
Certainly not.
You must be tired of healing me.
I'm merely doing what I can to help.
Glad you're on up.
I'm ready! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclops!
A fascinating art there.
Care to give it a try?
No. A little unrefined for my taste.
That's how you judge them?
I found some equipment.
Let me take a look at it.
This one will be difficult to predict.
I owe you one.
Radiant light!
Dragon Swarm! Try harder!
I still have no advantage! My astrolite illuminate the dark! Come forth,
Dragon
holy
Swarm!
glitter, holy
Take
light! A chain between heaven and earth! A wailing banshee of lightning!
Try this! This one's all mine! Not today!
Sleep now!
On your knees! Eternal devastation!
Fall into
The fluidity of your movement is simply incredible.
concentration!
I don't know what to do about you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really think
I'm expert! Chemistry!
Blackened blade! Dragon Swarm!
Nothing gets by me! Thunder field!
Soaring light spear!
Denied!
Right!
Radiant storm! Hit!
Eternal devastation!
Illuminate the dark! Mine! Holy glitter! Annihilation! Spirit
Dragon
flame!
Swarm!
Reload!
This one's all mine! Dragon
In a
Swarm!
bind?
Dragon Swarm! Ignite!
Dragon
Swarm!
Raging cascade!
Soaring blast! Explosive ring!
Eagle ray! A wailing banshee of lightning!
Dragon Swarm!
Is that a healing art?
It is. I can't ignore your pain. A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop you.
Explosive ring!
Catapult!
Eternal devastation! Dragon Swarm! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Here I come!
I'm ready! Everlasting I'm hold on to your arms. Here I come!
Blow them away!
With this, I can become even stronger.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Denied!
Armor won't save you! This one's all mine! Dragon
I owe you, Sion.
Stay
Here's
calm.
what my art
I shall
can
provide
do.
assistance.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Snaring to me.
Where are you going?
Dragon Swarm!
In a bind?
I can't hold on much longer.
You picked the wrong fight!
Glacial spear.
Sion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
Do it!
Dragon Swarm!
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Here I go! The wind! Into the shadows! Sleep now. This one's mine. Get on in there with the others. Glacial spear. Here's the evil. Let's go!
Anything in order is all mine.
On your knees!
Ready to go! Here I go!
Dragon Swarm!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Now!
Certainly not.
Denied! Dance in the wind! Annihilate! Air thrust!
Severing blade!
Do it!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
here!
Here's evil!
Rising fast! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! You're mine!
Now!
Dohalim! Throw them away! Now!
By the
You're
power
mine!
of water!
Ignite!
Transform!
Transform!
Not on my watch!
I'll grind you into dust!
Now!
Dohalim! All yours, Kisara!
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Got a really bad feeling about this. I can't hold on much longer.
No further! Dragon Swarm!
You head!
You're mine!
It's not even fair!
Okay, here I go!
It's mine!
Reflect on Dragon Swarm!
Light
They
after
smite with black and blade!
Thunder Ray!
Dragon Swarm! Take
Lightning
Lightning! Dragon Swarm! You picked the wrong fight! Bloody
Radiant here!
Dragon! I'll smash you!
Dance of the wind! Annihilation!
This is bad, right?
Yes, Alphen. Very bad.
Dragon Swarm!
Annihilation! Radiant here!
The everlasting darkness! Negative
Ray! Gemini Alpha!
Prepare to be
Tempest Mega Ray!
bloody howling! Dragon Swarm with the earth!
Arc Field!
Stalagmite!
Dragon
Swarm!
Horizon Ray! Confiscated! Glacial Spear!
Take
Here's
this!
evil! Where are you going? It looks like you got this one covered!
Burn! Resonate with the earth!
Illuminate the earth!
Dragon Swarm!
Blood!
Tearing you apart!
Chain between
Bloody
heaven and earth!
ring! Resonate with the
A
earth!
wailing down
Try
the
harder! Stalagmite! Dragon Swarm!
Mega Ray!
Far enough!
Annihilation!
I can carve through armor!
Hear me! Flame Fury!
Can you take it?
Here's a dance in the wind!
This!
Feel!
Try harder!
This is
Dragon Swarm!
Raging
I'll
Heaven!
grind you into dust!
Annihilation!
Ah! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Dragon Swarm!
Reload! Raging! There you go! Don't let out! Do it!
Jill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
A hard-won victory.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Did you too much?
You're mine! Not today! Dragon Swarm!
Insects should stay on the ground.
A wailing dancing lightning!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Dragon Swarm!
They smite with blackened
Where are
blade!
you going?
Nothing. This one keeps that.
Charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! Leave it to you!
Take this!
Burn!
Don't mind if I do! Here!
They smite with blackened
Take
blade!
this!
Out of ammo! All stopped up!
Dragon Swarm!
Annihilation! Annihilate heaven and earth!
Amazing.
Try harder!
Banshee of lightning!
Dragon Swarm!
Glacial spear.
Severing Wing!
I'm ready!
Soaring
We don't have
Light Spear!
firearms here on Dana.
I can show you mine if you like.
That would be really awesome, John.
Light raging cascade! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Eternal Devastation! Bring it down!
Take this!
Dragon Swarm!
Never miss! Raging cascade!
Eagle ray!
Fresh! Dance in the wind!
Explosive Ring!
Glacial spear.
Burn in hell! Prepare to be eaten! You're mine!
In a bind?
Crush!
Gleeful charges to me.
Raging storm!
Soaring Light Spear!
There you go! Don't let out! Go get it! Razor of the
Try harder!
Back into the fray!
Dragon Swarm!
Hitting pile driver!
By the power of water!
Shattering the...
Illuminate the soul! Come forth, holy glimmer!
Hitting pile driver!
You're mopping! Try harder! Dragon Swarm!
Don't get in my way!
Glacial spear.
Here's evil! My astral dance in
Now
the
we
wind!
see what I can do! Tempest and Ghost Spear! Far enough!
Where are you going?
Dragon Swarm!
Do it! Shion! Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
Lunar blast!
On
Here
here I
between
come!
heaven and earth!
Wind!
A wailing dance of lightning!
Rising Falcon!
I can't lay a finger on it.
I prefer it that way. What about you?
Just watch
Now!
and see.
I'm also blessed away!
Wind! Soaring Light Spear!
Now! Lock! Get toasty!
Bird strike! So I still had room to grow.
That equipment should come in handy.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Can't get out of this!
Illuminate the dark! Ready! Here we go!
Swarm!
Careful! It has some kind of camouflage!
I can carve through armor! You're mine!
Holy Red!
Dragon Swarm!
Chain between heaven and earth!
Ready to go!
A whirling Banshee of
Eat this!
lightning!
Sword! I'm not done!
Denied! Talon Hurricane! More for the front!
Crush! I'll finish you here and now!
You got this one covered! There! Raging Storm! Alright! It's showtime!
Here I come! It's over! Dragon Swarm!
Never miss! Illuminate the dark!
Now I'm in the groove!
Holy Glimmer!
Hurricane!
Holy Lamp! Our
Radiant
Sweet focus!
Talon Storm!
Outstanding form! Here! Sweet
Eternal
mouth!
Devastation! Dragon Swarm! What is this? Hey, you okay? I can still do this! Here I come! You're finished! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! It's over! Talon Hurricane! Burn!
One more!
Eagle Fly!
Raging Fire coming through!
You're mine! Hold nothing back!
Photon Blast! Crystal Spear!
Eternal Leave the charges to me! Dragon Swarm!
Illuminate the dark!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Eternal Devastation! Far enough! Dragon Swarm!
Reload!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! I'm on it!
Glacial Spear! Here's
You're
Evil!
mine! Dragon Swarm!
Don't mind if I do!
Quiver Dragon! I could do without this pain. Watch this!
Primed and ready! This one's mine! Shining Supernova! Photon Raging Cascade!
I can carve through yours to be let free!
I'm out of ammo! I'm all stuffed up!
Burn in hell!
Not much longer to go!
Come on, one final push!
Let's do this together,
out of
Outlaw!
this.
Lightning Orb! Lightning Condemned!
Ready to go!
Raging Cascade! Searing Flame! Reload! That's
Far enough! Take this!
One more!
Dragon Swarm!
Do it!
Reload! Light burst forth!
Radiant Citizen!
Dragon Shell!
Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil! Freeze Lancer! In heaven and earth!
I'm gonna
Pierce Evil!
This one's all mine! You picked the wrong
Now.
fight! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! We won.
What do you think this place was for?
What the hell? Are they asleep?
No. They appear to be well preserved. However, they are all dead.
Dead? So this is a mass grave?
Looks that way. However, none of them appear to be Helganquil.
Bear in mind that Renans were originally Danans, who were remade and sent to live on Lenegus. Knowing that, they would have needed a place to perform the procedure somewhere.
And that place is here, I assume.
So what you're saying is that all of these are Danan? Or rather, Renan bodies?
Most likely, yes. It must have been abandoned for one reason or another.
There are so many of them. They were all taken away, but never given the chance to wake.
What is that thing?
Something we have to fight if we want to get across, it seems.
Be careful! It's huge!
What is with all the huge lumbering beasts lately?
It's no ordinary Zoogle. That much is damn sure. Watch yourself. All bets are off when it comes to this thing.
I never miss! Oh, violent darting wind!
Severing wind!
Anything in armor is all mine! Piercing wind!
It's fine! You hear it? I can carve through armor!
Came between heaven
Soaring
and
Light
earth!
Spear!
Done to not in your dreams! Fall into night! It looks like you got this one covered!
What's this? Soaring Light Spear! Its head is sweet point? We'll need to bring it down somehow to hit it.
In that case, let's start with the one in the middle.
Illuminate the
Soaring Light Spear!
Holy glimmer! Holy red!
You're mine! You're finished!
A wailing banshee of
Dragon
lightning!
Swarm!
Excited!
Storm!
Mega ray!
Explosive ring!
Gemini Aqua!
I'll tear you apart! Wind!
Photon! Lightning!
Lightning!
Thunderblade!
Explosive!
Illuminate the dark! Burning! Holy glimmer!
Now! Now you see what I can do!
Flash in the wind! Air wall! A change between heaven and
Wind!
earth! Primed and ready! A
Soaring
wailing
Light Spear!
roll now!
I owe you one.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Wind! Power of water! Thunder field!
Soaring Light Spear!
Eat ready to go! It's showtime!
Dragon
This
Swarm!
one's mine! Sleep now!
Talon!
Nothing for that one!
In a bind!
Exciting! And again!
You're mine!
Shazam!
Blow away! Severing wind!
Damn it! Back
Soaring
into the
Light
fray!
Spear! First strike! Ready and
By the
ready!
power of water! Eagle Flash!
Now you see what I can do!
Get
This
not
one's
on
all
my
mine!
watch. Hear me!
Eat this!
Illuminating
Tear
the
you
light!
apart!
Come forth! Holy glimmer! Holy lance! A
Wind!
change between
Power
heaven and
of
earth!
water! Doubling! In an instant! Impact Cross!
Here I go! Between heaven and earth! Mine!
I'm on! Severing wind!
A wailing banshee of
Soaring
lightning!
Light Spear! Dragon Swarm! Try this!
I'm on it! Radiant
Explosive ring! Storm!
Thunderfire and flame! Reload!
Dragon Swarm!
Rip and tear!
Escape!
Eagle assault! show you what my art can do. They're not playing around.
Glimmer Dragon!
Illuminate the Titan!
Soaring Light Spear!
Holy Sword! The power of water!
Showtime!
Radiant
You're mine! I can carve through It's over! This
I
one's
never
all mine!
miss.
Huh? You picked the wrong fight!
Raging
Far
Cascade!
enough! In a bind? Take
Radiant
this!
Light! Here!
Crush!
Air drop!
Soaring Light Spear!
Power Storm! Annihilation! Annihilate! Gemini Aqua! Don't mind if I do! Annihilation! Illuminate the dark!
Win!
Holy Glimmer!
Soaring Light Spear!
A chain between heaven and earth!
I'm You're mine!
You're
finished! Glimmer Dragon! You're mine!
Sleep now!
It's over! Here comes something big!
Try to dodge!
Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
One more time! Radiant Pierce!
Go away! Burn!
You alright?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
I can handle it! Glacial Spear!
In a bind?
Primed and ready! I'll be saving I never miss!
I hope this thing is medically approved.
Air
Soaring Light Spear!
Illuminate
I'm
the
on it. Here I
tower!
come.
Come forth!
You're
Holy arts require complete focus!
Crush! Far enough!
Oh, Violet!
I'm on! Win! Soaring Light Spear!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts.
Here I go!
Don't mind if I do!
Soaring Light Spear!
Thunderfield!
The tactics are working great!
Full speed ahead!
Hey, wait for law! This one's all mine!
Magic is in! Mega Red!
Here I come!
Holy Land!
Soaring Light Spear!
Radiant Flip here!
I can carve through. I'm
There you go! Don't let out!
I'm on! Try this! Can't get out of this!
A wailing Yancy of lightning!
Win! Soaring Light Spear! I'll run you through! I'm on a roll now! You're mine!
Illuminate the dark!
You shouldn't have messed with me! You're mine!
Reload! They're not playing around! Ammo! A chain between heaven and earth!
Transform! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
The hell was that thing?
Probably something that was made here and somehow managed to survive, even after all this time. Not that there's any way of knowing now.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just suddenly found myself contemplating what might have happened to the sovereigns that were meant to emerge from the crown contests.
What do you mean?
You see, the winners of the past crown contests were all strong astral arts practitioners. Furthermore, that enemy we just fought appeared to be composed of several human bodies. It was certainly nothing one would find in nature.
You're saying those were the remains of the winners? That they forgot who they once were?
I'm merely saying it's a possibility.
That's absolutely gruesome. How long had the Helganquil been at this?
It was Rena's great spirit that made them do all of this. Anything to get its astral energy.
We're not gonna jump down, right?
I certainly hope not.
After hearing Dohalim's suggestion, I'm honestly not sure what to say.
I assure...
So, looks like the Helganquil have been engineering Zeugles too. Why doesn't that surprise me at this point?
The creatures we've been encountering here have been a little different to what we're used to fighting, but I'm pretty sure they're Zeugles too.
Do you think they were engineered using creatures native to the area?
Indeed. However, based on the current circumstances, I would guess these Zeugles are all that's left of the planet's fauna now.
You mean, there might have been native owl species here once upon a time too?
We're back in that other room? Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are, at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what was once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleporter reversed our orientation then.